So I had an interesting conversation today with a feminist who I had reached out to ask her if she'd consider coming on my podcast. So we could discuss feminism, its goals, and how the future looks for feminism. And it was just a fascinating conversation, and I thought I would share some of the details with you. So one of the things we were talking about was how we got to where we are. And she is a little bit younger than me, probably about 10 years younger than me. But we had a conversation about the history of feminism and how I supported it back in the 70s and 80s. I still do, as a matter of fact, that feminism, the one that sought equality, sought to fix some wrongs that needed to be fixed. But then it kind of morphed in the 90s, and when I mentioned that to her, well, I could see the hair on the back of her neck stand up, because she doesn't see it that way. And that's okay, right? It's okay to have a difference of opinion. But as we continued the conversation, I could tell that she was just getting angrier and angrier. I was saying to her things like, the goals of feminism changed drastically back in the late 80s, early 90s especially. It became less about equality and more about superiority. Of course, she didn't like that at all and said, well, give me some examples. And so I did, and I'm not going to go into them here because this would be a 20-minute long thing. But suffice it to say, she wasn't happy about what I was saying, but I could also tell it was registering. So as we proceeded, I then got to the question that I really wanted to ask her, and the reason I wanted to have her on the podcast, which is, today's feminism is about demonizing men. And it has been for a while, but it's gone to a whole new level in the last couple of years. The viewpoint being that men are evil, men need to be told literally from birth that there is something wrong with them, that they're to blame for everything that's happened in the past, that even 3, 4, and 5-year-olds oppress women, and so on and so on. And needless to say, she was not happy that I went there, but then I added to it and said this: what is the goal of feminism, and what do you achieve by demonizing men so bad? Well, she chose to end the conversation at that point. Obviously, it hit home, because the reality is, that is what feminism is about now. It's about demonizing men. It's about demonizing even young boys. That is the reality of what's going on. And it's sad. It leads me to this, because she wouldn't give me an answer. I want to throw it out to you. This is open to anyone. A legitimate question. Let's not get nasty about it. But what is the benefit to women? What is the benefit to society by demonizing men? By making them to blame for all of society's ills? What is the actual benefit to that? Because honestly, I don't see one.